Hello, everyone, and welcome to our student athlete well-being model on helping our students to flourish. I am Darryl Jones. I am our Senior Associate Director of Admissions, Coordinator for Multicultural Admission, and Intercollegiate Athletics Liaison at Gettysburg College, where I also serve as an assistant track coach. And what I'm going to tell you about why we're doing this is simple. You've probably heard about the number of high-profile athletes, Simone Biles and several others, who have talked about wellness. Now, a lot of them have focused on mental wellness, but as a college student athlete, it is mental, it is physical, it is psychological, it is whole person, because a person who is well in every way that we can possibly manage is also going to be someone who performs well inside and outside of the classroom. And as I like to talk to people about whom I coach and whom I don't, you always want to be focused on academics when it's time to focus on that. You want to focus on competition when it's time to focus on competition, but you don't want distractions to bleed over into one or the other, because it is really about being able to focus on what you're supposed to do at whatever time and perform well at those times. We know that being a collegiate student athlete at any level is an added responsibility, but our job is to keep it from becoming a burden. So what I'm going to do now is a screen share and introduce my next colleague. So you're going to hear from Mike Mattia next, who is our Executive Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and Campus Recreation. So again, thank you all for joining us and enjoy the program. Mike.
Thanks, Darryl. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I have been with the college now for 3.5 years, and I've been with the Centennial Conference, the Division III conference that Gettysburg is a part of, for the last 15. Like you, I was vetting Gettysburg College while I was going through the interview process in the spring of 2018. In my career, I've worked at Power 5 Division I institution. I've worked at a mid-major Division I institution and 2 Centennial schools prior to coming to Gettysburg. And in my time in the Centennial, I was always drawn to Gettysburg College and their athletic department. Gettysburg always seemed to be the institution that always did things the right way. It was a happy place with wonderful people. It's situated on a beautiful campus. But to me, and most importantly, it understands the importance of intercollegiate athletics and high academics and how they can be molded together and create a wonderful experience. And I jumped at the chance when the opportunity came up to become the AD here, and it didn't disappoint when I arrived. It has been as advertised and more, for sure. So if we go to the next slide, one of the great things, as I mentioned, is the ability of Gettysburg to combine a nationally competitive athletic program with a top liberal arts and science education. Not many schools in the country at any level, the NCAA, can claim that and mean it. We do, and we can. We go beyond just the academics and the athletics, and our coaches provide that full student athlete experience for all of our student athletes, from their well-being to their personal development to leadership development. I call it 4 for 40. You give us 4 years of your life, and we're going to educate you as a whole person, and we're going to make you into a person that's going to be able to have success for the next 40 years of your life in all aspects of your life. On top of that, a wonderful experience we can provide, Gettysburg has an incredible alumni network who's willing to help and support through career advice, internships, and jobs. It is the best of all the institutions that I've worked with when it comes to the alumni network that we have. Also, when you come to a Division III school, it allows you the ability to get involved in other interests outside of academics and athletics, outside of those other well-being things that our coaches are going to provide. Many of our student athletes are involved with different groups, different organizations. They study abroad, have jobs in internship. So it really is that full total experience that you're going to have when you come to Gettysburg and are a Division III student athlete here. I'm now going to turn it over to Cindy Wright, who is the Director of EES Student Success and Wellbeing, and she's going to talk to you more specifically about our wellbeing program and the positive impact that it's having on all of our student athletes. So Cindy, take it away.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you all for joining us. I'm very excited to talk to you about our student athlete wellbeing program and this State of the Union model that we have been able to create. Just like Mike said, my title is Director of EES Student Success and Wellbeing. And what that means is that I am always paying attention to our students' overall well-being, both in the classroom and out of the classroom. And we are creating a culture here at Gettysburg College in our athletic program to help our students, to set them up for success so that they're not just surviving college, but they're really thriving, that we embed this into all different dimensions that I'm going to tell you about in a second about these 4 different dimensions. We take a multi-dimensional approach and we are very proactive in our response to the way that we have built this framework. We recognize that positive well-being is a key predictor for our students' learning and their success. Again, both here now at Gettysburg College and long after they graduate. This framework is around these 4 dimensions that we are working on, particularly this year. We have physical well-being, emotional, professional, and community. Now, physical well-being is something that everybody realizes athletes, of course, are going to get. They're in the weight room, they're training all the time for that. But it's so much deeper than just lifting weights. We're paying attention to, are they getting enough sleep? What is their nutrition like? We also are very concerned, especially after we've gone through all of this with COVID around the world, is the emotional and social connections, helping our athletes cope and build resiliency skills so that they have that ability that they're going to be able to navigate all the challenges that they have, of course, now and forever, so that they can set their lives up for success, again, long after they do graduate. And then when it comes to the professional well-being, just like Mike mentioned, our career engagement center is phenomenal. And our alumni network, we have alums that are raising their hand and constantly saying, we want to help. We want to help the student athlete. We want to help the student body. And so we have a beautiful partnership. And in fact, their organization, they even won an award based on this partnership that we have, setting our students up for that career success. And the academic piece is constant in all that we're thinking. A piece that a lot of models and well-being models forget to add is the financial well-being piece, because we recognize when people don't have financial security or they're feeling very stressed around financial resources, it can really bring a lot of anxiety into their world. So we have a program that was donated by a wonderful alum. We have a free financial well-being tool that we actually use for our campus because of this generous donation of an alum to help set our students up for financial success. And then the last piece is community well-being. And we all recognize how important it is to feel that you belong in a community, that you have this sense of engagement. And at Gettysburg, we constantly, with our coaches and our athletic staff, making sure that our students have a sense of belonging. So I'm going to kick it over to my colleague, BJ, to talk further about Dimension Leaders.
Thanks, Cindy. Good evening, everyone. My name is BJ Dunne, and I am our head men's basketball coach at Gettysburg College. I apologize for the hoarse voice. We are in season, so my voice is a little sore today. We had a good practice, though. I'm entering my 4th year here. Gettysburg is a really special place to me. My wife is actually a Gettysburg alum. She played for Coach Cantele and advanced, I believe, to the program's first ever national championship game. And that was a major reason why when this job was open, I wanted to apply and be at Gettysburg College, because of this incredible student athlete experience that I had listened to her rave about. So with our dimension leaders in our SAIL program, not only are you going to have the support of your coaching staff within your respective teams, but you're going to have this incredible sense of community involvement and investment in you on and off the playing surface. So majority of our coaches, whether they're head coaches, assistant coaches, we also have some of our admin and support staff. They are our dimension leaders who help guide your dimension that Cindy was just talking about. It's a really great program. And again, I think just the key piece is knowing that when you are here at Gettysburg, everybody has you and they're looking out for your best interest. And again, it's that sense of community involvement. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Cantele to talk more about the SAIL program.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, BJ. It was a pleasure coaching your lovely bride, as you know. I am excited to be here this evening. I am the women's lacrosse coach, as BJ mentioned, beginning my 30th season here at the Berg, and I'm also one of the assistant athletic directors. And one of my most enjoyable pieces around that is serving as an advisor for this SAIL program that we have had now for about 3 years. So in this program, we have representatives, 3 to 4 representatives from each of our 24 sports that serve as the SAIL leader for their team. We meet monthly, and all of these representatives are coming prepared to discuss a topic that, again, interweaves with those 4 dimensions of well-being. So our SAIL leaders, our student athlete impact leaders, they themselves are developing the skills that you see on those slides: mentorship, leadership, communication skills. They're connecting among and with each other from team to team, and they're getting a tremendous amount of growth at being a leader around the topic of well-being. So twofold, 2 things are actually happening where they themselves are gaining some leadership skills as serving as a representative for their team. But in turn now, they are sharing the information and expertise that they're developing to their teammates. And they are developing these skill sets as well as guiding and educating their teammates on their teammates' well-being pathway. And we have tonight 2 fantastic student reps that have been doing a fantastic job for us that serve on our executive leadership for the SAIL program, Shane and Jenna, and I'm going to pass it on to let Shane tell you about his experience with the SAIL program.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Cantele. Hello, everyone. My name is Shane Manieri. I am a senior mathematical economics major here at Gettysburg and also a member of the baseball team. So my role in SAIL is I'm the co-president, and I also lead the professional well-being dimension, which is something that I have a particular passion for. So one of the things I really enjoy about the program is the ability to expand my network. I've been able to meet a lot of great coaches and student athletes in other sports. But I also just enjoy having meaningful conversations with student athletes about what they enjoy about their sport, what difficulties they face in their sport. The initial reason why I joined the SAIL program was because throughout my long career in baseball, I've had some issues with anxiety that I faced, whether it's on the field, off the field. And a lot of it stemmed from an injury that I had several years back that I continue to battle with to this day. That being said, I am perfectly healthy right now, but I enjoy participating in collegiate athletics and being a part of the program. You can see also on the slide here, I forgot to mention, also a member of a Greek organization here, which is, as Mike Mattia said, a great thing about D3 athletics is the ability to have a social life and to participate in other clubs and activities outside of athletics. But I think the SAIL program has sort of changed me for the better. I've been able to, as I said earlier, expand my network and make a lot of long-lasting memories that I think, and hopefully my impact has been evident in my 3 years here in the program. But with that being said, I want to turn it over to Jenna, who is also in the professional dimension of sale.
Thank you, Shane, and good evening, everyone. As Shane mentioned, my name is Jenna. I am a junior on the field hockey team, and I am also a public policy and political science double major. In addition to being involved in SAIL, I'm also in the political science Greek organization, the Hamilton Society, where I'm an officer. So as Shane mentioned, there's a lot of involvement and also encouragement from coaches to be involved on anything you want to be in campus. So I just wanted to walk you through my history with well-being. First, starting in high school, my high school field hockey team and my high school classes rarely touched on the subject of well-being. So the priority of well-being at Gettysburg was a refreshing addition when I came in for the August of my freshman year preseason for field hockey. And then my history with SAIL, as a freshman, I would listen to my upperclassmen talk about SAIL and all of the benefits it had. And I thought, hey, that's something I want to be a part of. So my sophomore year, I joined SAIL as a dimension leader. And then today, as a junior, I am an executive leader with Shane and another group of great student athletes that we work on improving the program, trying to get the most out of it for not only the athletic community, but just the Gettysburg community in whole. So to leave you guys off, I just wanted to end with an experience that I had pretty recently. Field hockey just ended for me. It was a really fun and exciting season. And one of the things that we do are team activities right before games. So usually it's a team dinner, team movie, but after we had SAIL brought in a speaker, we decided to focus our team activity around this speaker and the principles of well-being that he brought to campus. So this was just a great opportunity to show what SAIL can bring not only to an individual, but to a team. It was definitely more than just myself. Everyone was participating and you could sense the passion and the involvement in well-being. You can also learn a lot more about your teammates on a more personal level, and this understanding really helps with the team dynamic, which is essential to a successful season. And with that, I'll pass it back to Darryl. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna and Shane, and to my colleagues. You have presented some invaluable information on how, again, when you're treating people as more than just athletes, you're treating them as scholar athletes, and you're making them well in every dimension possible. Here is why this matters to us. So very few colleges and universities at any level will say what I'm about to say, and that is this. With 1/4 of our students at Gettysburg College being a member of a Gettysburg College team, our in-season aggregate athletic GPA is always at least equal to, but it's usually higher than the all-student GPA. So I'll say that again. Our total aggregate athletic GPA, which is 1/4 of our students in season, is usually equal to, but usually higher than the all-student GPA at a place that is highly selective. So it's clear that the coaches from whom you hear and the coaches that you will meet care about you as human beings. Here is how you get there. The recruitment process is run in a cooperative way between the admissions office and the athletic department. And really all we're looking for are a couple of things. First, if you are a junior, you will be asked at some point to participate in an early read process during which coaches provide the latest information on you academically, and I tell them whether or not you're admissible, and if you are, maybe whether or not you qualify for merit-based aid or anything of that sort. We also, as part of that process, have a specific liaison in the financial aid office who will help you with the net price calculator, not just in completing it, but understanding what the results are. Because what we want is for you to be able to say, I'm committing to Gettysburg College and to a team and to the student experience without having any questions about admissibility nor affordability. We only have two deadlines for you to think about. One is early decision round 1, and that has a deadline of November 15th. So any of you who are seniors, obviously November 15th is coming up soon, but you can be a little bit past the deadline because we haven't started to evaluate yet. Early decision is a plan that says if you definitely want to enroll, if you're admitted, you apply under early decision round 1, and we will let you know of our decision and your financial aid eligibility within 1 month. Early decision 2, as you can see, has a deadline of January 15th. That turnaround time is usually 3 to 3.5 weeks. And then regular decision, which shares its deadline with early decision round 2, we typically get back to you within about 2 months, so mid-March. We only need a few things from you. A completed common application. Of course, the official transcript, which will come from your school. There are other extracurricular activities that we'll find out about, but the main one that I am concerned about with this process is what you do athletically, because your time management, stress management, pressure management, and people management is best learned through that. We will want recommendations, just one from a school counselor and one from a teacher that you choose carefully based on that person knowing what value you add to the classroom. With the personal statement, we truly want you to take the time to not make it an expository essay that you turn in for English class, but instead something that tells us who you are and gives us a window into what we are getting when you enroll. We have been test optional at Gettysburg College for a long time, so if you do choose to submit, you can do it by self-reporting or sending a screenshot or having your school counselor send it. But being test optional means that we prioritize what you do in the classroom, which is 9 months per year. So there's no pressure there. And if you must know the averages, 2 years ago, the averages were a 1340 on the SAT and a 30 on the ACT. You will have many opportunities to see us. We do both in-person and virtual visits. And if you are being recruited, we are able to have you on campus to meet the team, to eat in the dining center, to meet professors, to have admissions interviews and tours. So take advantage of that, certainly. And while we're on the subject of getting in and paying for it, we need 2 forms that many private colleges and universities use. Those are the free application for federal student aid, as well as the College Scholarship Service Profile form. And the deadlines for those correspond with the admissions deadlines. As you can see with the slide in the upper right, our merit scholarships range from $20,000 to $40,000 annually, and we do the selections of those in the admissions process. The only one that requires an additional supplement is the Eisenhower Scholarship, because that's about leaving a legacy. And what I will tell people is that at any point, if you want to know about how to qualify for merit, the early read process will give you a window into that. And also, the larger the merit amount, usually the more selective the prize. And I call it a prize because not everyone gets merit, might be. I'm going to leave one more thing up here. This is all of our contact information. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in, but also to thank my colleagues, Carol and Mike and Cindy and BJ, and certainly our 2 wonderful students, Jenna and Shane. We will stay on for a few moments, and if you do have questions of any sort, and I'm going to stop the screen share for a moment, you can either use the Q&A feature that is at the bottom of your screen or the chat. But for all of you, I would like to wish you well in this process. All of us have either been athletes or been tied to the athletic process, or in the case of Jenna and Shane, are involved in the process right now. But if you ever have any questions about any aspect of Gettysburg College, what we do, our programs, especially SAIL and athletic well-being, get in touch with us at any point. And I don't see any questions, so what I will do is again thank all of my colleagues for being involved. A special thank you to Shane and Jenna, and a thank you to all of you for tuning in. Take care and best of luck.